Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best miter saw. Starting at number 10. Dewalt DWS 716. We round out our list with a third and pricier Dewalt 12-inch sliding compound miter saw. In many ways the DWS 780 is similar to the DWS 709 with just a few key differences. This model has a larger capacity and also comes with an LED light cut guide as well as a depth stop. If you undertake projects with bigger materials or need groove cuts, then the DWS 780 edges ahead in these respects. If you are looking for a professional piece of equipment which will cut quickly and easily, then think about upping the ante in the Dewalt range to the DWS 780. The saw should come square straight out the box. There is generally no need for calibration. Factory screws are tight. Dewalt designed machinery which looks good as well as performing strongly. The casting is precision machined and the guards very rugged. The stainless steel deton plate adds to the durable nature of the DWS 780. The XPS cross-cut alignment really does make cutting less taxing. The LED light is extremely bright and guides you when looking out for what is to be cut next. Most of the dust generated is trapped away nicely. If you are seeking a pro-level miter saw which can also be used in the home and your budget will stretch to it, then the Dewalt DWS 780 could very well be your best bet for a miter saw of this size and type. The DWS 780 comes into its own if you want to be highly mobile and you have a wide range of small and mid-sized cutting projects to take care of. You will not be disappointed. In our opinion, it is the best sliding compound miter saw and won the best miter saw overall. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Makita LS1040. I don't think this review will be complete without talking about the Makita LS1040 single bevel miter saw. Among the single bevel miter saws, Makita actually made theirs stand out due to its beautiful and stylish design. Well, that is that about design. Let me focus on the features that really makes this Makita miter saw stand out. One of the features that really led me to favor this miter saw in this review is the direct drive motor which Makita incorporated into LS1040. I may have digressed a little talking about direct drive motors, but I did that on purpose so that you'll know what you're getting in case you decide to opt for the Makita LS1040. Miter cuts are very easy to make with the LS1040 single bevel compound miter saw because it has 9 positive miter stops at the commonly used miter angles such as the 15, 22, 5, 30 and 45 degrees both left and right. With a dual port compound pivot arm, you can also make bevel cuts easily from 0 to 45 degrees to the left. The dust collection of this saw is also quite efficient when compared to other saws. Even without a shop vac, it still works good, ensuring your workspace is neat and tidy. Finally, the saw is made of quality material. Considering the low price, it's not out of place to doubt the quality of the saw. However, once received you'll discover that it's clearly built to last. Overall, the Makita LS1040 is one hell of a saw. It has the power and the precision and everything to make your cutting job less stressful. Number 8 of my list. Metabo HPTC10FCH2s. The price tag of the Metabo HPTC10FCH2's single bevel compound miter saw is very enticing, considering its quality and performance when compared to other miter saws. Having a laser guide is not the most important feature of a compound miter saw, yet it's certainly one of the coolest features any miter saw should possess. While the Dewalt DW715 has no laser marker, the Metabo HPTC10FCH2s is equipped with a laser marker which you can use to line up your workpiece to make easy and accurate crosscuts. This is not the biggest compound miter saw you can get, but it's powered by a powerful 15-amp motor which spins a decent TCT10 1/2-inch saw blade at a no-load speed of 5,000 RPM to enable it produce perfect clean cuts. The saw miters well and bevels effortlessly, the fence is great, and everything is just set up right out of the box. Apart from all that, it's really cheap. It's the perfect saw for anyone who's just starting up with woodworking or framing of any kind. You don't need to break the bank to get it, and you don't need to be an expert woodworker to use it. The laser guide is another feature of the C10FCH2s which I find very important and helpful, especially to anyone who's a newbie in using these kind of tools. Coming at number 7. Dewalt DW715. The Dewalt DW715 is a single bevel compound miter saw, and it's equipped with a 12-inch carbide blade driven by a powerful 15-amp motor which has a no-load speed of 4,000 RPM. That is why it is capable of cutting through any kind of framings and moldings. The blade is large enough and thin, and the motor is very powerful to make any kind of cross cuts and bevel cuts. It is equipped with a miter detent plate that is made up of stainless steel. The miter detent plate has 11 positive stops which makes it very versatile, and setting up your miter cuts very easy. For easy adjustments of the miter plate, it is fitted with a cam-lock miter handle plus a miter detent override which makes it easy to set up miter cuts at angles different from the detent angles. The stainless steel miter plate can rotate it from 0 to 50 degrees both left and right. First of all, this miter saw is tough, and it is very clear from the way it looks the first time when you unbox it that it is something that is built to last for a long time. Overall, the Dewalt DW715 is the perfect tool for a hobbyist deer who's looking for a good miter saw that will help him to become more productive and effective in his everyday woodworking tasks. The saw is complete. It's got a good and powerful motor, it's got the precision to go with the power, it is tough and sturdy and will stand the test of time, it also user-friendly. I think all this is what makes a good miter saw. So, if you're a hobbyist or a deer, and you are in the market shopping for a, not just any single bevel compound miter saw, this is your best bet. At number 6, Makita LS1018. If you've had the Makita LS1013, then you must surely be thrilled with the new Makita LS1018. The Makita LS1018 dual bevel sliding compound miter saw is an upgraded version of the LS1013 model. As competitor manufacturers are making major improvements in their tools, Makita also stepped up their game with the LS1018 compound miter saw. The LS1018 is a very good quality saw with a very reasonable cutting capacity. Compared to the LS1013, this saw is lighter, making it suitable as a job site saw as it can be easily transported from one position location to another. The handles in the base of this saw are rounded, large and are very easy on the hands when carrying it around. It just weighs a little over 50 pounds. One very important feature that sets this compound miter saw from other miter saws is the characteristic soft start of the blade. The blade does not just start turning at constant speed, but it accelerates from rest and quickly into full speed with absolute smoothness. You won't even notice any recoil on saw as the blade starts to spin. Another important feature of this saw is that it automatically increases its torque to overcome the resistance of cutting through the material. This means the harder the material, the more torque the saw produces to overcome the resistance. Overall, the Makita LS1018 dual bevel sliding compound miter saw is up there among the best compound miter saws and will live up to your expectations if you happen to purchase it, and it will serve you for a very long time. The unit come with a blade, extension wings for long workpieces, triangular rule, a vise and a wrench for assembly. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Metabo HPTC 12RSH2s. Previously known as Hitachi, the Metabo HPT 12-inch sliding compound miter saw is one of the best 12-inch miter saws you can ever get today. It's a top-of-the-line saw with all the features you need to make quick, accurate cuts repeatedly. The Metabo HPT 12-inch sliding miter saw is also a very compact saw because unlike other miter saws which have the rails at the back of the saw, the Metabo HPT has its rails at the side of the saw blade, eliminating the need for rear clearance while cutting with it. Equipped with a powerful 15-amp motor, the Metabo has all the power you need to tackle tough cutting tasks without any difficulty. It also features a laser marker which helps you align your work and make repeated accurate cuts. Overall, the Metabo HPT is definitely right there among the best sliding compound miter saws, and I would recommend it to anyone without a moment's pause. The saw cuts nice and smooth, slides pretty well, and it's really well made. I really like the side rail system Metabo HPT, Hitachi, employed on this saw, which really makes it compact. You can sit it close to the wall like the other compact miter saws like Bosch, Festool Capex and Delta Cruiser. Coming in at number 4 of my list, Delta 26 to 2250. If you want something a little more robotic, then you should look no further than Delta's revolutionary cruiser saw with robotic arms that helps you glide the saw effortlessly through cuts. The robotic cruiser arm is made of military-grade aluminum with heavy-duty bearings that allow it move with a smooth fluid motion during cuts. You can even adjust the tension of the robotic cruiser arm to make it glide just the way you want it. With the Delta Cruiser miter saw, you can make crosscuts up to 16 inches wide and crown moldings up to 25 inches wide. It's a dual bevel saw that bevels 45 degrees left and right and miters 50 degrees left and 60 degrees right, with 10 miter detents to help you make quick adjustments at commonly used angles. Every adjustment is easy to make with an easy-to-read miter scale. The molded handle and full-size trigger makes the saw very ergonomic and easy to handle if you're thinking about getting one. The latest model of the Delta Cruiser saw is the Delta 26 to 2250. Although the cruiser saws are available in 12 and 10-inch blade versions, the Delta 26 to 2250 is a 12-inch cruiser saw, so if you're going for that, you should know beforehand what you're getting. At number 3. Dewalt DHS798T2. It is both corded and cordless. This is perhaps the greatest feature of the DHS798T2 FlexVolt compound miter saw. It is designed to work on both a 120 volts AC power supply and it can also work on 2x 60 volts batteries. Unlike other miter saws, this one features a 120 volts brushless motor. This is very good because a brushless motor is easier to maintain and it lasts longer than brushed motors. The DHS798T2 comes with tall sliding fences. This is very useful because they are able to support crown moldings up to 7.5 inch and base moldings up to 6 3/4. Placed vertically against the tall fences, though, you can still get it if you're looking for flexibility and quality. The freedom to choose between cordless and corded and to use your miter saw anywhere without worrying about being limited by power or the thought of dragging cables around. You can use the DHS798T2 in the middle of nowhere. While it is too much for hobbyists, it is the perfect miter saw for professional craftsmen looking for total control of their power tool. The FlexVolt batteries are just fantastic. You can actually work all day with this tool without the batteries running down. If you're worried that the batteries will run down because of the volume of your work, then you can get an extra set of batteries just in case. The precision is another thing I also like about it. It is very accurate right out of the box. You don't have to make any adjustment to it. Just set it up and start working. Coming at number 2. Bosch GCM12 South Dakota. The Bosch GCM12 SD double bevel gliding compound miter saw is one saw out of many that will really make your dreams come true in terms of its quality. One important feature of this saw that makes it stand out is the axial glide system. The axial glide system does not use the traditional rail setup of other sliding miter saws, which can get messed up and usually requires maintenance to keep working perfectly. Instead, it makes use of a kind of robotic gliding arm that makes it possible to glide the saw to and fro through cuts effortlessly. This makes it possible to sit the saw just against the wall of your shop, helping you save an extra 12 of space behind the saw that could have been occupied with the rails of a traditional sliding miter saw. If you want to use it in a very tight garage, then you will find this feature very useful. The fences make use of an easy lock and unlock feature, which makes it easy to slide the fence perfectly into position for easy and accurate alignment of the workpiece. But you can actually do without the laser if you know what you're doing. If you're cutting all day with the miter saw, the dust bag will not also work for you. Unless you remove it and hook the dust port to a shop vac. If you're going to use this miter saw, then you can do well to connect a vacuum for better dust collection. The saw is also fairly big and heavy, making it an excellent choice as a workshop miter saw rather than a job site saw. Overall, this saw is a top-notch saw and will get the job done quickly and with great accuracy. And number 1. Dewalt DWS716. When it comes to designing and manufacturing woodworking tools, Dewalt has proven time and again that they are capable of coming up with some of the best ones. And after testing this Dewalt DWS780 dual bevel compound miter saw, we can say without mincing words that it's certainly one of their best. It's very obvious that Dewalt put a lot of thought into designing this saw for optimal use. The saw is a cross-cutting beast and very reliable, just like the DWS 718 compound miter saw, but far better. Although it takes up some space, it gets the job done in a quick, clean and neat fashion. There are many improvements on this miter saw compared to previous versions of the Dewalt miter saw. The power cord no longer hangs down from the motor, where it normally causes a lot of mess when you are cutting extreme angles with the saw. Perhaps the most useful feature of this compound miter saw is the new XPS cutline system. It lights the blades from both sides to cast a shadow of the blade on exactly where the cut will take place. The major downside to this tool is the mediocre dust collection system. It's also slightly heavy. However, with a rolling miter saw stand, you can get it wherever you want. Apart from that, everything else about the DWS 780 compound miter saw is in tip-top condition. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.